Well, howdy ho, friends of the farm. So we're gonna do some more planting, and the good news is we've got the tractor back. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna put in the second stand of sweet corn, another row of sunflowers, and a row of soybeans. So we're gonna till, we're gonna throw some fertilizer down, draw some rows, put the irrigation in, and then we're gonna put some seed in the ground. So we got a lot to do. Let's get going. Okay, for the second planting, I got a bag of all-purpose fertilizer, 1688. That's just what was available. First stand of corn, we used 1010. That worked okay. We're going to lay this down, and hopefully 2 passes, 20-foot wide spreading pattern. I'll get all 40 pounds on the ground. We'll get it tilled in, and we'll get to planting. Alright, so after getting the soaker hose covered back up, I still have the mounds. When I use the row hippers, it results in rows getting mounds at the top, which is fine, but what I would like when I go back with the planter is have the top of each row kind of flat, and that's going to make the planter work a lot better. So what I came up with is this. There is a patent pending on it, so don't try to steal my idea here. What I've got is I got some 2x6s and the same old PVC pipe with a concrete stake down the middle that I use for laying out the irrigation tubing. But what I want is just sort of a floating row scraper. And I don't know if you can see it or not, I got a piece of metal bender board that I screwed onto the back of it. And this way it's just gonna float along the back of the tractor and hopefully smooth out some of the unevenness that you see right there. So this is the premier test of the Meeker Farms floating row scraper. There is a patent pending, so don't steal my idea. I'm just kidding. Steal it all day long. We'll see how it goes. So before we plant the second stand of corn, I wanted to mention something. The last video we did thinning of the sweet corn, and if you remember, I did some transplanting to fill in the gaps. Well, I got to thinking about it, and I think it's better to not even have gaps to begin with, because the transplanting went okay. Most of the plants survived it, but they got stunted and they're not going to develop at the rate of the rest of the corn. So they're basically useless at this point. So what I think I'm going to do with the second stand of corn is go down the row twice and overseed, because it's a lot better to have too much corn than not enough. Because when you have a gap, I don't think you can fill it and have it grow at the same rate as the rest of the corn. So I'll overseed it, and then when it's time to thin, I'll thin the whole rows and get the exact number of corn plants that I want per row. So that's what I got to say about that. Well, stand number 1, stand number 2 is in, and a little more organized this time. I think it's going to be better. I went over each row twice, so I overseeded with the corn, and we'll go back and thin. But I liked flattening off the rows with the new patent pending floating row scraper, but that seemed to make the drive wheel of the planter turn a little bit more evenly. So you did see that some of the kernels dropped and double dropped, some skipped, so I'm hoping with the double overseeding we'll eliminate that. So we will see how it looks in a couple weeks when these baby corn plants pop up and start turning into corn plant stand number 2.